Hi, I'm Julia Espy, and today I'll be sharing with you one out of the 5 things great dads never do from ifiwereyourdaddy.com. Great dads never hide behind walls. You've probably heard of the male stereotype in the movie, right? I mean, real men are tough. It's the never let them see you cry kind of steely exterior wall that means you're strong. Well, from interviewing more than 50 very impressive men, men who are great dads too, I learned that the opposite is true. Great dads don't hide. They come out in the open. They show their emotions. They talk about their feelings in order, in part, to help their kids do the same. Great dads are great communicators. They air even the most uncomfortable of subjects out in the open. Dr.Roy Martina is one of the dads in the book. He's a holistic physician and a 7-time European world champion in karate and a 6th-degree black belt. This is a really tough guy. If you were in a street fight, you'd want this guy on your side, right? His dad was equally as tough, but in a much different way. He was a real macho-like cop from the island of Aruba, and Roy told me what his dad was like. He said, "From the time I was small, I was expected to be, quote, a real man, deal with challenges on my own. My dad never seemed interested in what us kids were thinking or feeling. Parent-child communication just didn't exist." And so I asked Roy if this deal with it, keep it inside kind of attitude made him stronger in any way. And Roy laughed. He said, "Julia, not talking about things doesn't make them go away. It just creates wedges. You grow up not understanding your own feelings inside and afraid of sharing them lest you appear weak." So I asked Roy, well, what did he do differently with his 2 sons? They're both national U.S. karate champions too. And he told me that I wanted to make sure my boys knew that a real man understands that strength and healing comes from being vulnerable, emotive, and affectionate. Keeping emotions pent up inside, he said, has nothing to do with being a man. Another one of my dads is multimillionaire and best-selling author John Assaraf, and he gave his kids a really huge gift. He taught them how to be great communicators. They talked about everything, he told me. And he said, "I also realized that every day, good or bad, I was a megaphone of real-life education for my boys. How I navigated my life challenges was how they would learn to navigate theirs." So, if you're in emotional Fort Knox, guess what? Your kids will do the same. It's really that simple. Not sharing and talking is a form of emotional isolation. The feelings don't go away because they're not let out. They just morph and show up in another kind of way, a problem somewhere else, a much bigger, meaner kind of dragon to slay. So here's a tip. Time and time again, great dads told me they found it easier to talk with their kids on the basketball court, for example, or on a dad date, or just sometime when they were having some kind of physical activity, doing it together, but alone with their child. And as John Assaraf says, most people think children are unaware. They try to keep them safe from unpleasant things in order to create family harmony, but it's quite the opposite. Children are energy sensitive. They pick up anger, stress, and anxiety. They know when something's wrong, even if their parents try to hide it from them. So pretending everything is okay just doesn't work. Great dads never hide behind walls because they know you can't possibly equip children to be emotionally intelligent by teaching them to hide. This is Julia Espy with ifiwereyourdaddy.com.